Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night Stream here featuring Panzer Dragoon Orta. Great game. Uh, Very gorgeous and great sounding game. A real audiovisual treat, in addition to just being a great rail shooter. And yeah, been playing this recently. As you can see, I said, hey, let's stream it. And this is going to be the maiden voyage of that new capture card shut off in that little video with Ninja Gaiden. So see how this goes, but it should look really good. Hello, Peter, and hey, Spoon. Good to see you. So, I am going to be playing on easy, because this game does get very hard towards the end, and I haven't beaten it yet. And I don't want to repeat too much stuff tonight, both for my sake and yours. So, go in easy mode.
The famous like you ever said. Laos vivere seculu hespe your language. Romag maclarumati. Laos ede genem.
I'm not gonna lie, Spoon, it's been a rough week, but doing a little better now. How have you been? Hey, Troop, yeah, finally, right? Panzer Dragoon.
Impenia posse. Epicurate to be a Laos. Altus lizard bucutura. Genema agoro beta. Fresh core. Like yuam mecane Laos. Diracomia. Maculalu almalu verde dio. Impenia pedastuide. Mortu stulas.
About to go to sleep. Quite the sleep schedule you got there, Spoon.
Call.
Working the graveyard shift.
Saria Carsa. Omni no skin. Etia. Tom. Tunwes. Metaskin. Flow.
It's actually the first time I've watched this intro cutscene. I've played a bit of the first one on the Saturn on stream a few times, and I've beaten it since then. Still haven't gotten very far in the second, and I haven't touched Saga. But these games definitely have a very fantastic sense of art direction. It's like closest thing to kind of Team Ico style. Yeah, this is a obviously pre-rendered cutscene 480p here. Excuse me. But once we're in game, you see this running on the Xbox One X enhanced 4K. It's just gorgeous. I mean, it looks wonderful on OG hardware at 480p, and it ran at 60 FPS back on that system. But very impressive visuals in this. This is probably the best looking original Xbox game. This may be a dumb question, but that first one, did you know you can rotate the camera 90 degrees by tapping the shoulder buttons? So you don't have to scroll all the way to the left and right. This is definitely smoother to control though, for sure. There's no doubt about that. Gorgeous game. The frame rate too helps. It's up a bit on my end here. The flickering. Yeah, some lightning. I don't think that should affect anyone with seizures, but hopefully not. But yeah, they really upped the ante with this one. It's not just the presentation either. There are 3 dragon forms you can switch between. Some new mechanics with the bosses. It's good. Yeah, I think Mobius actually did some artwork for the original game. The cover art. Maybe the sequel, I'm not sure. No, I never tried Sim and Punishment. I really don't know anything about them. Are those rail shooters? Nice synthy lead sounds. This game does have a great soundtrack. They all do. It just gets better and better. But yeah, look at this. I mean, you just wait. This game has some visuals that are going to blow your mind. The 7th stage in particular, it like turns into... Well, I won't spoil it, but it's very unconventional. Oh, I gotta touch it if it's... I gotta play that if it's treasure. Everything I've played by them has been top-notch. Yeah, the design of these dragons, the whole kind of like biomechanical thing, is really well done. It's like, I'm not too hip to the PD lore, but I think they are at least partially artificial life forms. So that makes sense. Yeah, they're all ex-Konami, right? Three dragon forms, basically small, medium, large, but you'd expect power and speed. Berserk attack. Yeah, and each of the three dragon modes have their own unique one. It's good, you know, it's like, obviously with a rail shooter, the more you can mix up that core gameplay, the better, the more options. Because obviously the game is inherently completely on rails. I mean, hence the name, obviously. But I think this game has a really good balance of complexity and just arcadey action. Yeah, these visuals are nuts. These little guys running by on the decks. Yeah, that effect is wonderful. Yeah, this game looks a generation ahead. This is from 2002. It definitely looks at least like a 360 game. Surprisingly, Treasure are still alive. Yeah, it's like somebody basically just signing the checks, or maybe running a website, maybe. Keeping their Wikipedia page up to date. This was originally 60 FPS on Xbox. The game was always 60. It's funny, the original Xbox is a system I really didn't, have much experience with, but over the last year, I've been picking up all these like Japanese exclusives for it, and so many of them are enhanced on the modern Xbox. So that's like, yeah, it's been a real treat. This Ninja Gaiden Otogi. Yeah, the iridescent wings are really beautiful. It was like a cybernetic dragonfly.
Corvis intas carsa. Idonimus daluca elemia integro. Tunges nodu comunitium gustas via.
This, I really like this track. Yeah, I will say definitely, yeah, the Xbox has a backwards compatibility thing going for it. Sony just doesn't seem to really. It's like by matter of circumstance that the PS4 is backwards compatible at all, and the PS5. It's like basically the same system architecture, just more powerful. Yeah, I'd recommend anyone interested in checking all this older Xbox stuff out. Pick up a used One X. You can get them for like 120, 150 or so. Play all of these classics without having to mess about with emulation. Because a lot of these games, you can emulate them, but there's still a lot of issues. Prettier than Star Fox Zero on the Wii, and it's like a 10-year newer game, right? Versus this. But yeah, this does look really great. Smilebit and Sega showing him how it's done. And it's, yeah, pretty early Xbox title too, you know, 2002. The big wing. This beefy dragon boy. This is the second time I've played something with this capture card after doing that little test with Ninja Gaiden Black a week ago or whatever. So I'm impressed. I'm actually playing the game via the preview window in OBS, full screen, and it's basically indistinguishable from the actual source. So, yeah, highly recommend this one. Yeah, that Jim Ryan quote. Bizarre. Shrine of Amani? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, actually. Like quasi-thatched ceiling with the tree branches, the canopy forming that kind of pattern. Right, Nausicaa. Yeah, which is what the whole Shrine of Amana and probably this are a reference on, I would imagine. It's funny watching those, I've said this before, but watching those early Miyazaki films, Studio Ghibli, and realizing, like, just how much they influence so many of the things that I'm into. Pretty mind-blowing. They're just showing off at this point, these waterfall effects. Beautiful. Yeah, no, please do. Oh, this is awesome. This is a great boss. It's that blend of orchestral and synth stuff. It's awesome. So I mentioned like the additional like boss mechanics earlier. This is the first example you're seeing of it. You actually have to not just rotate the camera and shoot and whatnot, but maneuver around the thing using the boost and brake. I gotta get behind it. Not quite all range mode, but pretty sweet. Yeah, the way the game encourages you pretty naturally to keep switching between the different dragon forms. Really good game design. Awesome. Plays back to back with FF10. Yeah, it's kind of a similar visual style. Maybe throw in Aiko. Blend of orchestral and synth. You enjoy Halo Armored Core 3's music. Yeah, definitely. I finished that one a few days ago. I'm going to be starting up Silent Line soon. Yeah, I really liked Armored Core 3 a lot. Fantastic game. Definitely like that one a lot more than Another Age for sure, but might be my favorite so far. That or the original. Armored Core 3's soundtrack, it's like them starting to use some motifs. It was really neat. So yeah, Ikaruga, or Ikuruga, that's a game I've gotten filtered hard on multiple times. Play like 5 minutes and just get smashed, but one of these days, do a deep dive into that. Kind of a little throwback here to the second stage and the first Panzer Dragoon. Yeah, Halo. Yeah, similar visual blend. I try to be the hate on the remasters guy, but Halo's remaster, courtesy of 343, is quite an eye-opener. In not the best way. Fortunately with that though, you can toggle back and forth if you're playing that Master Chief Collection or whatever. It's like, we need to add greebles. That's what they're called, right? You're just adding like little like bits of geometry to everything. It's like kind of went nuts with that. Halo 2 Remastered I haven't touched. I actually have very little experience with Halo 2 in general. I begrudgingly played a lot of Halo 1 with a friend of mine back when it came out. And I wasn't willing to be completely open-minded about it, I'll be honest. But in my defense, I was 11 years old. So like, Microsoft wants to make a video game console. But by the time Halo 3 came out, I was on board. Has 343 is anything right? I don't know. Say remasters. I honestly think the Metroid Prime remaster is a smashing success. I'm still working my way through that. I'm at the sunken ship now. I'm very impressed with that. That was the other choice for tonight. It was either going to be this or that. But I think they did a really stellar job with that. It's like, what happens when you stick to the original art direction, but just kind of increase the graphic fidelity on mostly a technical level? Things can be successful. Who would have thought? Whoops. Thank you. Yeah, each farm can be upgraded a few times too, so be leveling them up. The soundtrack is so good. Yes. So making the boost and break actually do something in combat. It's a great touch. Yeah, I'm familiar with the retro story. I read a pretty credible insider kind of account of that whole thing. It's like their remaster for 1 was so good that Nintendo canceled Namco's version of 4 and gave it to Retro. But because Retro couldn't do both Prime 4 and a complete trilogy remaster, they basically said, alright, we're going to collaborate with Iron Galaxy on 1. And the rumor is that Iron Galaxy will be solely responsible for 2 and 3, having been under the guidance of Retro for the first remaster, so that Retro can work on 4 in earnest. But that's just what a little bird told me. I really need to play that RPG Saga on the Saturn. I am such a huge fan of this world and this art direction. You can hear me saying this a lot, but hey, another great boss fight. This reminds me of one from Star Fox 64. I can't remember the context, but kind of a similar setup here. Getting pursued by a big quadruped. This game is so good. Oh man. It's one of these titles, like, you love to see it, you know? Just get, like, surprised by something that you were totally... You had no knowledge of, no experience of. You had heard it was good, and you actually play it, and it's like, this is a masterpiece. I checked out the manual before I was playing this. Some of these characters are in there, but the manual's in black and white, so I was pretty amused to see this guy is actually green IRL.
Mr. Rubio.
Riven, yeah, I gotta play those games. I've never touched any of them. Missed Riven. Yeah, the art direction is indeed sick, my man.
Laos, Dino Zuigo, Ena Dostroemungus Insolentia Laos, Afu Porestumena Carsa, Usque Agora, Ena, Vascano, Laos, Omnis, Teananki Ego!
Mire adelante. Tusuenta. Venía playa. Sera trashe esquia.
Odeído mu bogustas. Nihil cristaro tu. Ode we renta.
Even the facial animation is wonderful. Orta, very, very expressive. Again, 2002, you know, think of the competition.
Yeşpido Kesuos. Sorolevte. Exia Inter. Corde Emporicus. Omino Schema. Yeluba. Est Laos. Liu Laos. Cor nimus metaschema proto. Tum es las dinterger. Nortares intersmentary.
Bebais parma hyper. Radinor magna. Edis nostem. Campecues. Cagos de moi immagor. Viena vitale. Destrue Duracum. Attract the promo.
Impesi. Dikeraiga.
Another great stage. Kind of a short one, but short and sweet. Did I peep the Tears of the Kingdom art book? No, I don't think I will. I mean, I like the art direction of those games, but I don't think I'll take a look at that until after I play it, which may be a while. I don't know, I'm not very hyped for that game. This is two things. I liked Breath of the Wild, I wasn't crazy about it. I didn't finish it. So there's that, and then the fact that the game is basically just like it, but again, yeah, I'm not super hyped for that. Said it's a glorified DLC, but the artwork shows more than that. No one spoil. Oh, interesting. Well, that's good. The other contender for stream tonight was lower on the list, was playing Dark Souls 1 again after finishing up Elden Ring again. And playing with a mod that I contributed a little bit to called Prepare to Die Again by Fenrix. And it's really good. It restores a lot of cut content, like the whole Oscar thing, like him showing up throughout the game as your friend and eventually rival. Lots of new side quests, lots of remix content. More conservative than something like Daughters of Ash, but really, really good. But it's been a treat dipping back into DS1, as it always is. Game is gorgeous. This bit kind of reminds me of Final Fantasy XII a little bit, kind of a sandstone airship thing. Let's upgrade. All these little details, even Orta's scarf. Obviously that's not real-time physics, but it's animated to such a beautiful extent that it may as well be. Or at least the difference is indistinguishable to the viewer. That looks fantastic. if you could see that for the YouTube compression, but those little like hover bot things, there are guys with spears. So they're taking all approaches to combat here, trying to stop me. Grezzo doing their own Zelda games. Yeah, maybe it'll be one of those like Squaresoft things where you kind of get like stuff like Bravely Default as a consolation prize for people who still want turn-based RPGs. Saying not to shit on Bravely Default because I haven't played any of those. It's just the way it seems to me from the outside. I don't think it's necessary. I think the thing Breath of the Wild was lacking was just a engaging narrative, primarily. Now, mechanically, it's perfect. It's just did such a great job with so many of those older Zelda titles. It's like a reason to push you forward, and the right level of breadcrumbing story developments and like these, you know, cool sights and sounds. But you know, with Breath of the Wild, you leave the Great Plateau and you've seen like 75% of what there is to see. You've seen the shrines, you've seen most of the enemy variety. And obviously there's still plenty of surprises, but that was the big weakness of that game for me. Welcome to the two-phase boss fight that I got stuck on for like an hour. Alright. Do this. Do it right. Troop narrative dungeons. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they definitely settled into a formula, you know, for over a decade with Zelda, but even all the way back to Link to the Past, all the way up to Twilight Princess, maybe even Skyward Sword. I'm not a fan of that, really a big fan of that game, but even then, just having unique content in the dungeons, these places that feel distinct, unique, in their own sense of like history and mystery. Like catnip to me. One of these days I'm gonna have to do a full Ocarina of Time playthrough. Not just dip into it like I did last year or whatever. Full game. Considering the N64 game, the sense of place that game has for every one of those, basically every location in the game, but especially those dungeons. Like walking into the Forest Temple for the first time. Definitely one of the best dungeons of the entire series for a number of levels, but man. That's part of the reasons why Demon Souls and Beyond clicked so well for me, because I got that same sense of really well realized places, even more so. You know, like a really deep, tangible history and age to these things you're going through. Another excellent stage down. Next one of my favorites in the game. Out of what I've seen. Like I said, I still haven't beaten this. So, the last couple stages will be new to me, as they are to you, assuming you haven't played it. But this next stage was really special. I'll be right back. Let this cutscene roll.
Anu de Kaile, Defensio enanorbalis. Coro noyen genema odioneros. Seius mentari. Muti ye. Tista poye.
Deus Sire.
Oh, back just in time. Yeah, I love the stage. And kind of a throwback to the first stage of Panzer Dragoon 2. In a way. For sure, game feeling a world they can step into and live is super important. Yeah, so Ocarina's got that in spades. Basically, the whole stretch from Ocarina, Majora, Wind Waker, and to some extent Twilight Princess. All got that. Literal meatballs at me. Spyro. Never played any of those. Tell a little funny story about Tencho and his wife, though. Apparently his wife's a big fan of Spyro. And when I hooked up our pal Nintendo with one of the PVMs that I've collected in the last few years, she was not stoked about having a big boxy CRT in the living room until he showed her Spyro running on the CRT in RGB. And then it was okay. Yeah, here we go. This is where it starts getting good. So, 90s, early 2000s Windows wallpaper. Yeah, maybe. Final boss takes place on the Windows XP field. No, this is the 6th stage, I believe. 5th or 6th. No, you'll know when we're in the 7th stage. 7th stage is by far the craziest visuals that have ever been produced on the Xbox. The original Xbox. I mean, it still looks insane. You'll see. Kind of bad, just massacring all of these animals. You think that feels bad though? Just wait till the boss of the stage. Just pull some true Shadow of the Colossus type emotional manipulation. coming up here. This is really the one complaint I have of this game. It's a small thing, but you'll see. Oh, this looks so good. This whole thing is just so imaginative, you know? What have this team worked on in the last like 20 years? What have they been up to? I want to find out more about the creative leads behind these projects and what they've been doing. And before, this is just a better version of the Shrine of Storms boss fight. Storm King's cuddly sister. Actually, more like Cos from Bloodborne, actually. It's a really similar design. Aquatic Eldritch Terror.
Uave, no stout vita.
ザデウィデストルエディアバドディデストルエ
Laos vocalu, De onomautu vocalum, kai ananki tu. Fonipa,
In terms of the whole biomechanical thing, this game is definitely one of the best to do it. This art style. It's like radical design, cyber skeleton. It's like I'm getting a vague flashback of Yoshimitsu from like Tekken 3, but it's obviously a little cut above that in terms of art direction. Short stage. 6. Still a neat one. Missiles. Oh my god. Troop, you know, it's funny you asked me that because I was just thinking about Total Recall. I was thinking about the mutants. I was gonna say this when we were watching it yesterday, but or on Friday. But it's like the mutants from System Shock 2, specifically Hank. Or not Hank, I don't know what he's called in the movie, but Hank from Breaking Bad, who is in Total Recall. That look, I would not be surprised to find if it was the reference point for the mutants in Shock 2. But to answer your question, what do I like most out of RoboCop, Total Recall, and Starship Troopers? Exactly in that order. RoboCop on top, then Total Recall, and then Starship Troopers. But all three are fantastic. I just love that energy that Verhoeven brings to his stuff. You know, he's able to throw in these elements of social commentary and kind of like meta, kind of tongue-in-cheek, but it never feels forced, never feels super obvious. It all just fits like a glove. That's just the energy. It's like exuberant. Yeah, this it's like bone as plating, or in this particular instance, it's like the basis for your walls infrastructure. It's good stuff. It's like the feeling of classic sci-fi, but with a very unique twist. Recall the wild ride, yes indeed.
Jesus, Vita, Omnis Elevas Enea, Ta, Cor de Iena, Penna Enea, Ostaieken, Vita, Mori, Nishi, Toraete, Troto,
Did the dragon grow back its wings? Yes, it did. As we were exiting the snowy tundra, grew him back, and then it leapt into the air for that boss fight. I said earlier, that's if there's one critique I could make of this game, it's a very small thing, but I wish that they had emphasized that moment a little bit more. Could have been a really cool bonding, bit between Orta and the dragon, or just in general, this thing reclaiming its ability to fly and then soaring majestically into this beautiful sunrise over this Antarctic scene. Could have been really neat, but again, very small thing. The epitome of all of that, though, has got to be The Last Guardian. It's like the ultimate pet game or animal game. It's The Last Guardian. You want a game that's going to take a sledgehammer to your heart. There you go. Ueda. Genius. I think is best. I've said this many times before, but seriously underrated game. I think it's my favorite out of the Ico trilogy. Yeah, we're starting to enter crazy visual land. It's gonna get even wilder, so hang on to your hats. Classic Star Fox type stuff. It's like the level of texture detail here. I haven't played this on the original Xbox, but you have to imagine some of this, is getting lost in that 480p render resolution. So it's just a real treat to be able to see this. Such high resolutions here. It is on a different level. Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to emotional intelligence in video games, no one comes close. No one. D. Oh boy.
Anaguno ortus, plerocatascheles lung, diodo epiclasis.
Cor jamu yena layer, mundus catascer. Sistolium, ido atoroisin, integru omnino. Mercol, Harris, Ersi Arwi.
Okay. Here we are entering the much hyped up stage 7. We're kind of turned into the last stage of Radiant Silvergun.
Filane degli.
Or Res. That sound like the sound hole 2 pickup sound. Yeah, you're right. That is similar. Yeah, wow.
De ienacera. Anoscale degli.
I was originally just going to use a thumbnail of the stage for the video thumbnail, but I didn't want to spoil it. I love that. That's something you don't see in a ton of games. Kojima does it pretty often, but you're starting to like pull in elements like the game's like UI itself into these aspects of the presentation. It's like that transition there was wild. Yeah, this music is... Oh man. Yeah, here we go. Started throwing those like crazy pitch bends. Yeah, this is something else. Those textures on these blocks. Am I... Yeah, almost completely maxed out on the base form here. Sweet, yeah, it is. Isn't this amazing?
で家のせいだあの人は
The closest I've seen any modern game do this kind of thing was Control by Remedy a couple years ago, but it doesn't come close to this. Technical fidelity, sure, but like imagination and art direction, no, nowhere near this. Control? That game looked like a bunch of gray blocks. Like, good. Did you play it? There's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's some pretty cool scenes in Control. I will say, Control kind of peaks like 2/3 of the way through. The last like third, maybe the last quarter of the game, it starts to kind of fall apart a little bit. Haven't played it. Well, trust me, it's worth play for sure. If you can pick it up for $30 US or less, it's worth a play. It's good, I promise. Still not Max Payne 1 or 2 level though. Sorry, Remedy. Sorry, Sam Lake. Yeah, the way the frame, it not just like does this really elongated crossfade, but it almost like freezes for a sec. That's really good. It's like, is my Xbox freezing? No. We're just in the digital realm here. So the Berserk attack for this mode, the Glide Dragon, it gives you health back. You fire it off, but I'm finding that it's so little health that it's basically not worth doing because it's so much weaker than the other ones.
Klein kataskel an hik muneme. Ti nosta vivele hypel strati. Want vis. Peine blave. Agora diatel. Da nosta iena seda. Nostem via posse. Pediris se deuia nosta posse. Da, dana plot, omnino jenam temo. Mucole, on manovus vitalienigo. Musumaseyes, mitus aleski, autu notes. Orta, tu, orta. Peliris, core in laos. Orta. Mete, pirei igo.
In core, eneam neme, intas catasci. Kai, tus enea ienam
Depresio!
nostum vita adia storate. Nostra zem dominus.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Alright, this boss is a little tricky, so I'm gonna shut up and concentrate. Damn. Sorry. It's tough. Big, difficult to jump here. Got it this time, though. Okay. Sorry, it's so quiet there. Really had to focus. As you can see, that was a tricky boss. Quiet track here with the simple visuals. Really nice. Yeah, I agree. Hopefully I was able to contribute to that by shutting up for a second.
The duper octano, gena alm ananeus.
Abado ire cutora. Foniva nor.
Bevois dominus prostan. Annoin diod, the duper octano.
Yeah, wild stage. Definitely very cutting edge visuals. A number of levels.
ガーダゲンナデュラコーンエゲイレインポーターノエスオルタセイクルルノステムラオスセンチュリオンデュラコーンファルクスアイアプレスエクセルウィデイエナクイデウィアファルケス
Back to the physical world, but still a cool stage with some nice visuals. Only a few stages to go. 10 levels in all in this game. Oh yeah, the factory. Let's shut it down. I said, you get just enough freedom of control in these on-rail segments. Really perfect balance. I think this is my favorite rail shooter. I don't think. It is. I mean, there's really no doubt. Star Fox 64 comes close, but this is the best. Is that fully upgraded? Yeah, level 5 base swing. Okay. But environments like this feel so spacious even when they're underground. Something about this game's visual sense of scale is so nice. Yeah, absolutely. Everything feels very large and cinematic. With those games, you know, you have to wonder. It's like 2 or 3 years of dev time over a ultimately pretty linear, you know, experience. But really, really just handcrafting every last detail. This is definitely my preference. I'll take short and sweet over long and padded any day. Bride Troop, also Orta's kind of, yeah, the character development. That whole, like, end of Chapter 7. Actually, like, Chapter 7 itself kind of, like, establishing her identity. This whole character arc kind of reminds me of Terra from Final Fantasy VI. Another favorite of mine. Just like little world details, like this being a similar ship to the one we destroyed in, I think it was chapter 2 or 3. But going through the factory here now, it's like shutting down this advanced model before it even has a chance to launch. It's good. That. There we go. I like both. I mean, I mentioned Dark Souls 1 earlier. It's like that's a game I probably could finish in a single setting, but it's more realistically like 3 or 4. But even then, it still has kind of a unique content. It has unique content for the entirety of that experience. It's kind of like this. That's also really good. But yeah, it's like 50% of the games I'm really into are of this variety, where sit down, single session, and you're able to kind of curate that emotional arc that you feel while playing it. I mean, for stuff that's aiming for that kind of thing anyway, you know? Like, I can sit down and beat, you know, Super Mario Brothers 3 in a single sitting, and it's a fantastic experience, but it's not exactly what it's going for. But you know what I mean? Alright, here we go. This is as far as I have gotten, so after we take this thing out, it'll be totally new territory for me. I love the use of boost and braking for essentially your dodges in this. When you're able to like layer game mechanics like that, instead of having, you know, one button be a catch-all dodge button. It's good stuff. That looks like a graphical glitch. Uh-oh. Xbox. No, seizure warning. Don't look at the screen. You have epilepsy. What the hell's happening? Oh my god. Okay, so not flawless playback on the Xbox One X. That's okay. You're 99% of the way there. Dodge the lightning bolts. Fly up and down. Whoa, that looks like a graphic glitch up there. Wow. I'm just happy it didn't crash, honestly, that it mostly got back on track here. It looks somewhat intentional, but I'm almost certain it's not. Like when I was playing this earlier, that did not happen. Did not have the rainbow effect on those arcs up there. this looks so good though. I mean, graphic glitches or no, this is feast for the eyes. Yeah, oh my god. Clencher right there. Whew. Just getting a little nervous. Yeah, some pretty bad flickering going on here. Ugh. Put like an epilepsy warning on this video. Jesus. Okay, good. I thought it froze again. Yeah, what's going on with this? Nobody at Microsoft test this one? We didn't get this far in the game? Unless it was originally like that. Which I sincerely doubt. Jesus. Oh my god. That is harsh. Oh my god. Playing this on a big TV in a dark room and I feel like I'm gonna have a seizure. What the hell is going on here? Something is not right here. Uh-oh. Alright, let me try this. We're going to do save and end game. And I'm going to reload. And hopefully, fingers crossed, everything is sorted out. Because this has been such a nice experience so far. It would be a real shame and like this. No! Man. Oh no. What the hell? Xbox related setting. I don't know. I don't know what it would be. Yeah, start the episode over. Well, that really sucks. What the hell's going on here? That is really, really frustrating. This is the kind of thing with emulation where it's like, yeah, okay, you know, it comes with the territory, but this is a commercial product. I can't be the first one to actually play this far into this game on an Xbox One X. Somebody else had to have experienced this, right? Playing in Stevie Wonder mode. Come on. That was crass. I apologize. Well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Reloading didn't fix it. Reloading at the title screen didn't fix it. Full restart of the game? Yeah, that's a good idea. I can try that. While this reloads, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. BRB. Okay, back. Let's see. Hopefully this works. Hey, Alan. Suppose It's possible it wasn't tested on 1X as part of the final listening project, which were inside the series era. Wonder how large the team for this project was. Yeah, I do too. Well, let's cross our fingers, everybody. Give it a shot. Hey, it worked! Okay. Great. Well, happy to be part of Microsoft's beta testing team here. Jesus. Yeah, restart the game once you get to stage 9. I should be picking up those upgrades for some of my other forms since this one's already upgraded all the way. Yeah. Heavy wing. Would have been an unfortunate note to have left off on otherwise. You're telling me, man. Yeah, that would have been terrible. I usually have some contingency plans in the event of stuff like that happening, but a game like this, yeah, that would have been horrible. But yeah, as I said a few minutes ago, this is all new territory for me here. I have not seen this phase of the game. The end-game content. That is so satisfying. Yeah, the skybox is wild. Curious to know how they achieve that effect. Kind of like a rematch between the boss of stage 4 there, the squadron, except instead of 4, like 10 guys. There we go. Nice. That's it. Wow, episode 9. Pretty short. Basically just a boss fight. Oh, Peter, I wanted to, I saw a comment about my funky pronunciation of, said Mike Von Dyke. I asked a friend of mine who's really hip to that scene, and he told me Mishk Von Dishk. So that's why I pronounced it the way I did in that AC2 video. But you're saying it's Mike Von Dyke? Or Dijk? Meek Von Dijk? Cool. Good to know. Thank you. So I'm a moderately eloquent person, but I have my mix-ups sometimes. Mike Von Dyke. Got it. There we go. Last episode, the end of Destiny. Look at that. Wow. I said this is all new to me. I haven't seen this before, so that looks insane. Manually shoot these things. Damage. No. Hey. Okay. So out of the folks here, am I the only one who's played this before? Like I said, this is new territory for me too here, but Triple so retro, this boss looks almost like a 2D shmup. Yeah, I thought that was almost like a 2D image at first. It was like the kind of like fractal, like seashell thing at the beginning there. I don't know what I'm looking at anymore. This is just pure visual abstraction. dodge the lasers. When I have from way back, can't remember much except its aesthetic. Fair enough. I mean, this aesthetic is best in class. This is insane. This is so cool. It's like diving in and out of the clouds as if they're liquids. Which game? This game. Panzer Dragoon Orta. Oh my god, it's not over! Oh man. Alright. Let's do it. About these things. Yeah, the heavy wing, or whatever this is called. Powering it up. So yeah, there's actually a major difference. Like I said, it really encourages you to switch between these different forms. Let's see upgrade ad here. He's only level 2. Wish I'd put more points into this form, but oh well. I gotta watch out for that. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to dodge that. Phase 2. Can I skip this cutscene? No.
何それ。エリア配列。エルスディフォース。
Dodge the bolts. I don't know how to dodge that. Damn. Alright, getting closer. Yeah, this has become straight up shmup at this point. Yeah, phase 1, cakewalk. Phase 2 versus the angry liver.
何それ。エリア配列。
Yeah, the beams, yeah, switch to the light dragon and dodge, but that like lock-on section That's what's mixing me up here. Oh god. Flashbacks to the Elven Beast boss fight now. Nameless King. Yeah, you're right. Oh no, it's not over. Oh god. Shit. Oh man. Tough boss. Very, very tough. 3 phases. I've got an idea. See if it works. save the rage for phase 3. Yeah, good idea. Also, remembering to maneuver as we're able to around the thing probably will help. When it teleports, it immediately follows up with one of those major lasers. I have no idea what to do there. Dodge the lasers. Dash. Alright, phase 3. Here we go. Yes! Yeah! Alright! Oh my god! Is that it? Please let that be it. Oh man. Nail biter and a half right there. Oh, jeez. Oh. You look like I feel, Orta. Yeah, that purple laser. I just tagged it. Oh no. No, dragon.
ナウス T 2
Oh man. That can't be it. There must be a post-credit scene. Unless I got some kind of bad ending. And your dragon dies! GG. No. It's a very abrupt ending, if so. But like I said, I have a feeling there's maybe some kind of post-credits thing. But let's enjoy this music. Dragon's Tave loosely translate to time and budget. That's good. I said the only other one I've finished has been Panzer Dragoon 1. That had a pretty satisfactory ending. Roman Empire with bad guys, of course. Debaucherous bastards. Yeah, the world of Panzer Dragoon is definitely very interesting. So I've got a hankering. I've been mentioning this last few streams. I got a hankering for a good JRPG to sink my teeth into. It might be Lost Odyssey, although I just reinstalled Final Fantasy VII again with all those fancy mods. Damn, that looks insane. .3D Studio Max team. Yeah, probably be Lost Odyssey next. For me anyway, not necessarily something I'm gonna stream. I know if like turn-based games are very fun to watch. I don't know. Sometimes I feel a little guilty, where it's like most of the people subscribed to me here on YouTube did so because of Demon Souls or other Souls-related content, but in terms of like the streams I'm doing, that's like a very small fraction of that. But I think in general, my goal is a little bit broader than that. It's like obviously there's some of my favorite games, but the only games I play or I'm interested in. One of those people. Yeah, see?
Esto mu moter las. Mu potentia wrinkle vivere. Idomu escato lei. Tabu diaterleia mu petis. En seco orta. There we go. So sad, just as I figured. Post credits. That's an interesting little look into what might lay beyond in this story. I like that. Doesn't bother me, at least so much Souls stuff you can do. Well, the thing is, when I play most of the Souls games, I spend a lot of time just like stopping and smelling the roses. And I feel like that might not be, I don't know, maybe actually considering you guys, maybe that's not something that's like super conductive to like enjoyable streams. I don't know. I mean, obviously I'm not one of these guys like doing the YouTube faces and all this like other bullshit, you know, but it's like we're playing like DS1 again, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, or like an hour ago now. Playing that, it's like still every few minutes just stopping and just taking in these sights, you know. But maybe, like I said, there was that mod that I have installed for DS1 right now, Prepare to Die Again. That has a lot of cool stuff. Best of shareware. You know, I have this this 2 CD set that came with my family's first PC, a Packard Bell, back in like 1995. And it was came with like a strip of CDs, and included in that set was like the best 100 games, and it was like pretty much all shareware, you know. But there's some cool stuff on there that might be cool to revisit at some point. Trip down memory lane. Or PS1 demo discs. Yeah, it's another one. So I don't want to be nostalgia guy. It's like thinking recently, it's like I cover so many older games, not because, at least I hope not because I'm just like, my time has passed and now I'm like, you know, oh, it was better back in my day. But just things that I genuinely, you know, think are really cool or underappreciated. Certain aspects or philosophy of game design or the game industry that maybe has been lost a little bit. You know? And there are a lot of things about that I could say in general. I think you could connect the dots pretty easily between the game industry, the movie industry, the music industry, where you had humble beginnings, and then you had enough of a budget where you hit this like sweet spot where genuinely creative people were allowed to experiment and really do the things that they were passionate about and experiment with. But then too much money got involved, and the formulas got established, and things became risk averse considering the amount of investment involved. And it seems to happen to basically every realm of consumer media, with possible exception of books. Although that is definitely had some of that to some degree, too. I don't know. I'm starting to ramble a little bit. Considering a lot of people came from their art critique, so that type of video is welcome since a lot of us care about art and finer things in video. Well, that's good. So, since I already started this DS1 playthrough, I don't know if I'll pick that up, but I'll keep that in mind. I have several concepts for ideas, I should say, for the next several videos for the channel. Of course, the Armored Core series will continue. I finished Armored Core 3 last week. I'll crank out Silent Line. That might be done this month. I would really like to finish the next Demon Souls area video, which will be Shrine of Storms, by the end of this month. And I'm not sure if it will fit into February, but at least definitely March. There's something more kind of documentary-esque I'd like to tackle. A little bit of an obscure topic, but I think people who are into the stuff I put on YouTube here will probably be into it. But that's something I haven't done in a bit. You know, not really since that Miyamoto video. Kind of like tackling like the broader scheme of the industry at large. Talking about that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's true, true. Books are awful now, huh? I think there's just like the concentration required in books. I think it's fell less to a victim as these other medias, where you can just kind of like turn them on and turn your brain off to a certain extent. But still definitely some of that. I'm gonna wrap this thing up here though, because the game is over and we're coming up on 3 hours, so it's about that time. So that was Panzer Dragoon Orta. Great game. A very, very challenging one, as you saw there. I was playing through that on easy, which anyone playing this game for the first time, I would definitely recommend unless you are an absolute gamer god. And you won't miss out on anything. I was a little worried we're gonna like not be able to play the last stage, you know? If it was gonna be one of those kinds of games. Or not get an ending, but we got it. I agree, Troop. As always. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. And yeah, Microsoft, if you're listening, maybe put out a patch so you can fix that Stage 9 thing. So you don't have to restart the game, because that's not so good. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, whether it was live or after the fact. Always appreciated. Stay tuned for more stuff. I'll be back at least by this Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with another cool game, and with more videos soon to follow. I hope you all have a great night, great rest of your week, and please, please, please be excellent to each other. The world could really use it right now. Thank you. Good night, everyone.